Hey everyone. Recently I had dropped my cell phone in the lake. Yeah, it sucked a lot and it wasn't a whole lot of fun. I thought for sure I was out $700. I have the iPhone 6 and I've already lost it once on public transportation, which sucked balls. And I didn't have insurance on the phone at the time, so I had to just straight up buy a new one. So I've already invested about $1,400 in this goddamn phone. So when I dropped it in the lake, I was so pissed off. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to buy another phone. I did have a cell phone protection on it from a company called Insurion. Highly recommend that you get it as well if you have a cell phone. So I called them up and told them my story, and they said that well, that sucks, but you are still going to have to pay $200 to replace your phone. Now, I know that's not so much money compared to the price of buying one outright, but it's still more expensive than, as you can see, your Ziploc bag of rice here. So, what I did was I took my cell phone and I just inserted it into the bag of rice. And I left it there for probably the first time I left it there without actually testing it. Well, let's start from the beginning. I freaked out when I first dropped it in, so I was instantly trying to turn it back on and turn it off and charge it and see what would happen. And then I was like, you know what, I think this thing's fried. And then my girlfriend said, well, you know what, before you buy another one, try the rice thing. So I was like, okay, I'll try the rice thing. Shoved it in a bag of rice, as you can see, and left it there for the first time for around 12 hours. And the next morning, I checked it out, and I could see a little bit of improvement. There's still a lot of lines and stuff in the screen, and I thought, you know what? I don't think it's ever going to get much better than that. It's going to be screwed. So I was seriously considering buying another one. But then I did a little research online, and there's a lot of do-it-yourself videos saying that rice is the best thing, or you can buy a kit online and take it apart and go that route, buy some special screwdrivers and shit. I wasn't really keen on doing that because I am technically minded, but I know that there's a lot of sensitive shit behind your cell phone, so you don't really want to start screwing around with that unless you know what you're doing. And yeah, so I decided to just stick it back in the bag because I heard for best results you need at least 48 hours. So I'd done 12 hours and I figured, you know what, I'm going to leave it in there all day, all night. Next morning I'll try it again. So the next morning, I went back and tried it again. This is after leaving it there for a day and night. And the screen had almost completely cleared up. I had all the functionalities left. I could make phone calls, I could receive phone calls. But I did notice that every now and then, like apps would start opening and it would start doing little glitchy things here and there, and the screen would start shuffling through different applications. And I was like, well, that's fucked up. So I was like, well, back into the rice bag. So then I left it in the rice bag longer, and I left it there for probably about 4 more hours, took it out, and it was getting better. All the time it was getting better. The screen was almost completely cleared up, and it was jumping less. But what I found really worked well is I opened up one of my windows. It was a particularly sunny day, and I just put the cell phone underneath the sun, under the window. And I left it there for about 2 hours. And came back to it. The cell phone gets extremely hot. It was very warm, and it wouldn't even let me turn it on at that point. It said it was too hot. So then I took it out, put it back in the rice bag, left it there for a few more hours, and then tried it. And then it was almost back to normal after that. So I think the sunlight really helps evaporate whatever moisture is left. I don't recommend doing that right off the bat. I think that you should put it in the rice bag, for at least a day before you do that. But I think that's just like the finishing touch. It just really helps out. So uh, sucks if you've dropped your cell phone in the water, but there is hope beyond buying a new one. So before you do resort to getting another one, and I should mention that mine had been submerged in a lake for about a good minute and a half before I even was able to get it out. So that's a lot of time to get a lot of water in there. And I did have a case on it, but it's an open face case, and it's not waterproof by any means. So good luck, and I hope this information has been helpful for you, and you won't have to buy a new cell phone. Definitely try the rice in the sunlight. I think that's the best method. And again, I didn't have to open it up, didn't have to do anything. This is, let's see, I dropped it in on Sunday. Today is Wednesday, so I didn't stick it in the bag for the full 3 days, but I mean, around 3 days, I have my cell phone back. It's not jumping anymore. The screen is 100% clear, as you can see with the video. It looks pretty much brand new, and it's back to its old self. So I hope this works, and I hope you don't have to buy a new cell phone. Good luck, people.